Good morning, everybody. This is Candace from CreateFreedomWithCandace.com. For those who doesn't know me or those have been seeing me post, but this might be the first time you're seeing me live. So, all right. So today it's our official day of training, and I know most of you have been, really step out of your comfort zone and doing all of this good stuff. Good morning, Miranda. And Miranda's already did her second day, her day number one, official day training. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, so I am going to be sharing my story. So basically this video, so Naz did, good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning for me, it's not for you. Naz has shared her story and shared the foundation of everything that you need to do, right? So what we're gonna do today with me, what you're gonna get from me would be, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my story so that, because most of you do not know me, and those who know me knows my story pretty well, I believe so, especially the one that have been working with me closely. So I'm gonna share with you about my story, and then I'm gonna show you some tangible, practical things that you could do to disguise your fear, because that's things that I have done before that I will show you how do you get over that, and it's very simple little trick. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about me. It's all about me now, guys. All right, it's about Candace, not about you guys. No, I'm just kidding. So for most of you could tell that English is not my first language, right? Because I have the accent. With that being said, if you speak perfect English, right, and you think that you're scared of doing Facebook Live, can you imagine how I feel when I was doing Facebook Live first time? All right, so to be honest, I was never a person that liked to be in front of camera. For years, I would be the one holding the camera, taking pictures for everybody. I love taking pictures, especially after I have kids. Love taking picture of my kids, right? I love taking picture of my kids, and I love taking picture for people. But when the camera pointing at me, it was never good enough for me. And I'm going to share with you guys one little thing that why it bothers me so much when I'm looking at the picture of myself. And I think this, for some of you, especially female, you could probably resonate very well. So for me, every single time somebody took a picture of me and I'm looking at the pictures, and I always think that there's something is wrong with my mouth. When I smile, it feels like my mouth always go on to one side. So I always look at the picture and say something is wrong because it's going to one side. So I was never really comfortable in front of the camera, never comfortable. There was never any good picture of myself. I always think, even though people say this is beautiful, I always feel like something, whenever I take a picture, something is wrong with my lips. It would move to one side. So that kind of little stupid things that have been holding me back for years. So I know about, especially for us and for male or female, we always find some excuses of why we don't look good, right? Because when other people look at us, we are beautiful. But then when we look at us in the picture, it's like, well, something is wrong. There's my eyebrows, my hair, my makeup, my everything. You will give yourself any excuses out there that you just keep criticizing yourself. I hope this resonates to some of you guys, right? Because that was me. It was never good enough. I don't look at the mirror longer than two minutes. I have mirror. A lot of people have full body mirror at home, and I admire those people who have those mirrors. And to be honest, it's not that I cannot afford one of those mirrors. I could afford one of those mirrors. But I never, until this point of my life, I still have never had one full body mirror at home. All right? I don't have a full body mirror at home because I do not like to looking into the mirror. I literally have one time, someone, after I told him this is how I feel, he literally hold me, walked to a full body mirror and said, this is how beautiful you are. Do you not see it? I cannot look at myself in front of mirror more than 2 minutes. I literally cried when he was holding me in front of a mirror, forced me to look at myself. That's how bad I was. So if you guys think that now I'm so comfortable, it seems like I was born to do this Facebook Live, truly I was not. I remember the very first time that I want to record a 2 minutes video, It took me 3 hours and over 100 of takes, and it was still, still not good enough for me, right? I never post that, and needless to say, never post that, right? Hold on one second. So I never post that video because I was so scared. Because it was never good enough for me. Because when I'm looking at it, other people look at it, say, this is good. But when I'm looking at it, I'm like, that sounds stupid. I didn't pronounce it right. I have the stupid accent. My hair was this and that. So it was never good enough. So if all of you think that I look at me now thinking that I could do this like nobody's business, it took a lot out of me to do my first video. So I got on to, the moment I decided to really go big with my business, and I invest in myself because, a year ago I got divorced and I had no income. I had no income whatsoever, and I was at the point that, I was desperate. When people are desperate, they would do anything, right? I don't want any of you guys to reach to the point that when you're desperate and being forced to get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone when you're in a good place. But when you're in the desperate mode, yes, it gives you a push, but it also might shut you down. So don't ever wait until that desperate moment. You are in a good place. By taking the step to be in this group, you are already make a big changes. Okay. So a year ago, I decided to take my business seriously. I invested in myself, and then I invested in myself in educating how to do online marketing. I had no background in online marketing. My background is in education. I teach. That's all I do. I was a high school math teacher. Then I became, hey Tina, then I became a assistant principal. It scared the crap out of me at that time as assistant principal. I ran a school of 1,500 kids, right? Over 100 teachers. And I was the one that ran all of the meeting with the teachers. It was very intimidated because, number one, I was younger than most of the teacher, and I have been in the industry a lot less than a lot of teacher. And because of my works, they recognized me, and I was being promoted at a very early stage of my career. But I have always been told, fake it till you make it. So, and that was something that I've learned. No matter what you do, some of you may not agree with me. You just have to fake it till you make it. So I did. I fake it till I make it. I remember the first time I stand on the stage speaking to the whole school. I'm talking about over 2,000 people in the auditorium. Do you think I was comfortable? I almost peed in my pants at that time because it was my first time ever speaking on the stage. Number one, speaking on the stage with a microphone, and then it's 2,000 people, and it was horrible. But I did it anyway. I did it anyway, so not a big deal. I did it. I got over it. Do you think after I got over the first time it was good? No, it was, I still continue doing more and more, but every single time I do this, I still have that knot inside my belly. I still get nervous, but I'm getting better and better because I keep practicing, right? So with my background, speaking to the teacher and student, I got that down. Now I resigned from my job, right? 4 years ago, I resigned from my job because my daughter was miserable because I had this high demand job. And all she wanted me to do was just stay home and brush her hair before she go to school. So resign from my job, stay home, try to build business. Had no marketing skill whatsoever. All I know is to All I know is to spam, post my product, post my image, post everywhere. And it gets so bad that even my own family unfollow me. It gets so bad that I actually had a friend. I don't consider her as a friend. I had a friend actually put me out in public on Facebook, calling me spammer, post all my stuff everywhere. I don't consider her as a friend because she didn't have the courage to come and talk to me personally. Instead of talking to me and educate me, she went out and do it in public, right? But I did appreciate she called me out on it, because after she called me out on it, I have to take a step back and really evaluate what I need to do. And I get discouraged. I stopped marketing for a long time. I stopped marketing for a long time because I did not know what to do, right? I did not know what to do. So about a year ago, I invested in myself. And I decided that I need to do this. And after I invested in myself, and my coach told me, from the moment he got on, he said, you need to do Facebook Live. This is the fastest way for you to grow your business. And I worked with him for 3 months, and every single month, every single coaching call, he told me the same thing. Get on to doing the Facebook Live. Do Facebook Live would help you grow your business. Do it. For 3 months, I did not do any Facebook Live, right? Because I was scared. And my excuse was, I'm scared. I don't know what to say. I'm shy. What am I supposed to be talking about? What if people say something back to me? And what if people don't like what I said? What if I sound stupid? All of those type of stuff. I have all sorts of excuses out there, right? All of those. But every single time he tell me the same thing. And finally one day he challenged me. He said, if makes you feel better, you could always go and open up a Facebook profile and do a Facebook Live in there that nobody see. And I said, okay, I could do that. So it was it was October, around this time, because the kids was back to school. It was around this time that I opened up. This is my dirty little secret to you guys. I opened up my very first fake Facebook profile, and I did my very first Facebook Live on there so that nobody could see it. I remember that day so well. I was wearing my purple sweater. I just dropped my son off at school. I was sitting in front of the post office, waiting for the post office to open so that I could drop off some mail. And I went for it. I did that Facebook Live. I did not have any friends on that profile. I said everything. I thought I said everything private, but I didn't. And somehow that Facebook Live have been seen by few people from Africa, like Nigerian area, and they got on and they listened to me. And I remember the topic that I talked about was, do you have time to talk about time? So we were talking about time management. And I got just a couple people that got on. They was very intrigued by what I had to say. And that really gave me the confidence. After that, I stopped. I never looked back to my fake profile. I started doing Facebook Live. I started trying to do Facebook Live at least twice a week. But I was still kind of sit back. I did not go public. I still sit back and do it on my business page. For those who knows a little bit about Facebook, for business page, you got to pay to play. So I do it on my Facebook page, my business page. There's nobody could see it. Still not seeing progress. Finally, in January of this year, I finally said, enough is enough, right? Enough is enough. I need to grow. I need to do something different. I need to do something different. So I went for it. I started going live on my personal profile and went public. I literally changed my mindset. And for those who uh, have listened to the podcast from yesterday that we sent for the assignment to the podcast that you are perfect right now, that was the podcast that I listened to. After I listened to that podcast, that was the day that I decided I'm going to go public. I am going to do my Facebook Live in public. And every single time, if I ever feel like I was not worth it, I go back to listen to that podcast. That was one of my favorite podcasts all time. I listened to it so many times I cannot even count. I feel that podcast really helped me to get over the all of this I am not perfect, I'm not worthy feeling. All of this limited belief that I have, it just throw all out the window after I listen to that. So that is why I want you all listen to that podcast. It's very powerful after you listen to it. And if you listen to it and you follow what Steve says, Steve is one of the greatest leaders out there that I love, right? All right, so now, that was kind of my story. So January, I went live, and I really went live on my profile and to public. And after I did that, guys, it was really, really good. I mean, it has been great for my business after I did that. And I had all of this, assumption. I have all of this, what people would think about me. Because I've been thinking what they, people would think, my friends and family that's, on my friend list, they would probably think that I'm stupid, or they don't appreciate what I do. I keep having that, assumption of them thinking of what would happen if I would go public. And of course, we actually prejudge people, thinking this is what people would think about us. But after I went live, I got more positive feedback than negative feedback. Because I was expecting people to say something negative to me, but I actually get more positive feedback than negative feedback. And it makes me feel good. Although my first Facebook Live, I did not have that many viewers. So keep in mind, when you first go live, don't ever think that you will have 200 views. You don't ever think that you will have 10, 20, 30 people will watch your Facebook Live when you get on. When you first get online, when you first get on Facebook Live, you will probably have 1 or 2 people watch it. Don't get discouraged, because the point of doing Facebook Live, a lot of people do not watch your Facebook Live. They watch the replay. Okay, so that's the goal of Facebook Live. So you want to really master the Facebook Live for the replay. Okay, so with that being said, that was me. January, I went live. All right, January I went live, and it has not been stopped. My business have grown. I have people watch my Facebook Live and came to ask me what I do. All right, they want to come to work with me. I don't know if Lynn's still on. Lynn was on earlier. Lynn was one of those persons last week accidentally stumbled into one of my Facebook Live and sent me a message, say, I watched your Facebook Live and I really, and you gave out great information, and I would love to find out what is it that you do. And guess what? Now I am working with her now. I'm coaching her. There you go. There goes Lynn. So, by you doing Facebook Live, you're giving out valuable content, that your business will come. And because I have been putting myself out there, doing Facebook Live is about putting yourself out there to stand out, right? To stand out. Because everybody could post a picture. Everybody could write a post. But not everybody could come out and do a Facebook Live and show personality. Show personality that people could actually resonate and relate to. Not everybody like my style, but those who like my style, they will come to me. And this is what happened. So because of I putting myself out there, things have been happening to me. I had worked with NFL agent to help him with his social media, radio station host to help them with social media. I'm meeting with 3 big clients because they have been following me on social media. So, and I'm meeting with them and not talking about just having to work with them. I am going to be working with their teams. I have been reached out by a network marketing company, asked me to coach this, to become one of the trainer in their company because of all of this, because I put myself out there. I have people watch my Facebook Live, cannot find out what MLM company I am with, and then come message me, told me that they want to join me no matter what MLM company I'm with because they see me as a leader. Does this make sense to all of you guys? Facebook Live is so important for you. If you want to grow your business, first of all, you need to ask yourself, how bad do I want it? How bad do I want this to work? If you want bad enough, then you will go public if you want bad enough, okay? If you want, tell me how bad you want it. Put in a scale from 1 to 10, as 1 as I don't care, 10 as I want it now. If you want it, put a 10. Put a 10 in there. Show me how bad you want it. If you want it bad enough, this 5 days, Naz and I, we have putting ourselves out there. We are putting ourselves out there. That's how we grow our business, right? We grow our business because we put our business now. To be honest, Naz and I do not need to go out and prospect anybody else anymore. The past few months, the life for me is me sitting at home doing a Facebook Live, and then people reach out to me. All right. So if you want bad enough, this is it. Okay. This is it. You got to do it. And Naz and I do not, to be honest, Naz did not even want to do this Facebook Live because we have been doing challenge after challenge. We have been helping over 60 entrepreneurs to build a business for the past few months, since April. We have not been stopping. And now we just, but because a lot of you guys tell us that how you guys are struggling doing Facebook Live. And that's why we decided we're going to do Facebook Live. Now, that is my story. Now, and one more thing that I want to share with you guys is that if you have kids and you feel like you cannot do Facebook Live because your kids are around, think again. I have done Facebook Live with my kids around the past year because my son was at home. So a lot of time I do Facebook Live, my son's there. I have done Facebook Live when my kids are around. My daughter and I have done Facebook Live together. Those who have been following me, my daughter have interviewed me before. I have interviewed my daughter before. And there was one time I got sick, so sick that I cannot speak. She took over and she did a Facebook Live and inspired a lot of entrepreneurs out there. If you have kids, embrace it. Embrace your kids, right? And let your kids know what you're doing. Let your kids know what you're doing. People, you will find people, you will, when you put yourself out there, there's only 3 things going to happen to you. Only 3 things going to happen to you. Number 1, you will attract people who could relate to you, who appreciate you. Number 2, you will repel people who does not appreciate who you are. All right. Number 3, you got to stand in the middle ground that nobody really care where you are. If you market it right, if you're doing this right, you will attract and repel people. You do not ever want to be in that position that people do not care whether you exist or not. Okay? So that's why doing Facebook Live, showing your personality, will put you in front of a lot of people. Will put you in front of people who are ready to work with you. Okay, so that is my story. I hope my story inspires you guys to do some of the work, to start thinking about what you can do. If some of you actually want to really read about my story, how my life changed between last year to this year, I did wrote an article for a company when I was being as member of the month. I could share with you guys. If you message me, ask me for the article, I could send you guys the article. It's fine. You know what? Don't ever apologize for the kids being loud. You know, if you guys follow me, there are times I do Facebook Live and I'm by myself here, and my kids come in to talk, and I will start talking to my kids. I will excuse myself and talk to my kids. One thing that you will never hear me say is that I'm sorry, my kids is around. I will never apologize for my kids being around. There will be time that you guys talk to me on Zoom or whatsoever. My kids will walk in and say hi to you, because I don't hide from my kids. I don't do all of that. And I hope you guys understand, especially for mom. Okay? All right, so that's my story. So now I'm going to show you guys, right, some skills, some little things that I used to do to disguise, right, to disguise my fear. Because we all have that. I told you I had that too. And you don't need to be very fancy. I cannot do this Facebook Live outdoor today because it's raining and they're doing construction out there. But when I first started doing Facebook Live, I used to sit in my car and do Facebook Live, because the reason why is that I feel silly to look into the camera, just looking at myself. And I'm never sure where do I look, what should I look at, right? So what I did, I used to get in the car or go outside my house, put my sunglasses on, all right? Now, when I put my sunglasses on, it's silly. It's really silly thing, but it helps me, because now you don't know where I'm looking. When you're looking at the camera, you don't know where I'm looking at, and you know, I feel comfortable because I could look at this side. You can't tell. I could look at this side. You can't tell because of the sunglasses. All right. So that's number one thing that I did, was wearing sunglasses to disguise my discomfort. Because that was something that this is my safety, it's my safety goggle, right? I put on my sunglasses. So if you ever feel like, it seems silly for you to do Facebook Live and looking in the camera, and notice when I'm doing my Facebook Live, I am not one of those people who could staring at the camera for a long time. And because of the story that I told you, I'm just not that type of person. There are people who could actually literally looking at the camera and talking into the camera, and I cannot do that. So when I first started doing that, this is my number one thing to do, is sitting outside or sitting in the car, and I put my sunglasses on. Now, I prefer to do Facebook Live more than pre-recorded video. It's still, till this day, I still would prefer to do Facebook Live than pre-recorded video, because pre-recorded video, I tend to keep going back and watch, and it's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of time when I do pre-recorded video, I really like it when I could do it outside, where I could actually put my sunglasses on. And when you do the sunglasses, not only, hide your eyes so that people cannot see where you are, right? But you could also make it a little statement, right? All right, so this is number one. Somebody put down number one skill, put sunglasses for me in the comment. Number one skill, sunglasses. All right, next one. Next thing that I do, very silly thing, again, very silly thing, but I did that before. Now, on your phone, when you're doing live, there's a little pencil with some sparkling on it. Those are the filter. I use the filter when I first started it, okay? When I first started it, I used filter a lot. Why do I use filter? Because it was a disguise for me, so that it could, take the pressure off me. People actually don't look at me, right? I feel like if I do this now, I feel better, right? So I used the disguise with this type of filter. So that's another thing. It's a filter. I feel like this could actually make people look at these instead of me, and I concentrate on talking. And then also, when you're first doing Facebook Live, and even if you're comfortable, from time to time doing a little filter thing will catch people's attention as well. Not only just the disguise, but also getting people's attention because of those fun filter. Does that make sense to everybody? So number two, using filter for your Facebook Live. All right, so I hope this is helping you guys so far. All right, I'm going to take that off. All right, number 2, filter. Number 3, if you're animated person, I am very animated. I know Nas is pretty animated person, which is I am a teacher, right? I am a teacher. I use my hand a lot when I'm doing Facebook Live. If it helps you, use your hand, right? This is how it is. All right, so use your hand. If you're an animated person, feel free to use your hand. Don't feel like you have to sit still to do Facebook Live. I cannot sit still. That's just not me. If you're an animated person, use your hand. Okay? All right. Next thing. The next thing. So cannot somebody put it in number 3 is be animated. Use your hand if you're moving your hand around. All right. The next one. Now, those of you who have listened to Steve is one of my favorite leader, and I met him. He's very down to earth guy, and he does Facebook Live like nobody's business. I love his Facebook Live. But I noticed one thing about Steve is that when Steve does Facebook Live, he always holding something very small, very small. I cannot even tell what it is, but he has to hold on to that thing when he's doing Facebook Live. All right, that man have done Facebook Live. He have been speaking on the stage like nobody's business. But when he does Facebook Live, and this is where I pay attention, when he does Facebook Live, he always hold on to something with his hand. And there's time that he dropped that little thing. He had to stop his Facebook Live for a little bit just to search for that. So number 4, hold on to a tangible stuff, whatever that is that makes you feel comfortable. All right. Number 4, hold on to a tangible object. If it's a pen, I am a teacher, so holding a pen, it helps. And let me give you guys a secret. And for me, when this is my pen holder. For me, when I'm doing pre-recorded video, I have to hold on to a marker because I am a teacher inside. So holding a marker makes me feel like I am teaching. So it makes me feel really, really comfortable. Now, you got to find something that makes you feel comfortable. If it's a pen, if it's something that like a stress ball, whatever that is, hold on to something to help you with that stress, okay? All right. Does that help so far? 1, 2, 3, 4? Those are easy, and you don't even need to go and spend big money on fancy stuff, okay? No need to go big on this. Now, the next 2 that I will show you, it's a little bit tricky because I don't have the environment, but I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you, for you just to start doing Facebook Live on your profile is something that you're not used to. Next thing that you could do is when I first started, this is how I eased my way into doing Facebook Live when I first started it, right? Instead of having the camera focusing on me, I have the camera turned to my kids and I talk. So basically what I do is, I don't have my kids here. But I turn my camera. See this? Okay, guys, when I say I build my business in a corner of my bedroom, this is my bedroom. So this is my bedroom. So what happened was when I first started, because I don't have my kids here, right? What happened when I used to do Facebook Live, try to ease my way into Facebook Live, I switched my camera. So if my kids was there playing, I switched my camera pointing at my kids, and I will start talking. But I will always have a little phase intro or closing. Okay, so that was the way that for me to get over my fear, to get myself off the camera, have somebody else being on the camera. So. And you could do this. You could actually do this if you are someone that likes to do those DIY stuff, or you like to cook. One of the Facebook Live that you could do is actually showing you preparing the meal, talking. So having someone hold on to the camera, doing Facebook Live, hold on to the camera, and having them pointing at what you're doing. So basically, what number am I on? See, guys, one thing that you need to know is that I don't remember what I said. That's why I asked you guys to take note. I think I'm on number 5. Number 5, switch your focus, right? Pointing comes somewhere else. Now, eventually, you see, thank you guys. You guys are so good. Thank you. So number 5 is switch your camera to somewhere else, right? All right. Let me see. Are those so far helping you? They helping you so far? Right? I hope it's helping you. I gave you guys enough idea, right? I give you guys enough idea to help you. And now those who have read the blog, the 3 tips to get over Facebook Live fear. Yes, there's those 3. Thank you, guys. Oh my goodness, thank you. You guys taking good notes. Thank you. So, if you read that article, if you read those articles, there's those 3 things. So basically, for me to help me get over the Facebook Live fear was listen to that podcast and reading that article. I want you guys to start thinking that you are a messenger. The way you look does not matter if your content is valuable. You guys gonna start, if you have not followed me or be friend with me, you will start learning about me that I will get up and take a shower and I don't brush my hair. Look at, this is me not brushing my hair and get on here and do my Facebook Live. I would not put on the makeup like Nas. All right? I would do Facebook Live. I would do Facebook Live just like that. Okay? So start thinking yourself as a messenger. You are passing around very, very valuable information to your audience. And that's why you're doing Facebook Live. That's why you guys not, right now, none of you guys care how I look, because what I'm giving you is more important than the way I look. Does that make sense? All right? Don't ever feel like you have to be perfect. Your message is perfect. You are perfect because of your message, because of what you're delivering. All right? And then the next thing is, don't be shy to use the notebook. I didn't prepare notes today just because this is something that I have been doing for so long already. I have been telling people all of this all this time. But if you ever feel like you have something important to share, right? If you have something to share, but you're nervous, it's okay to be nervous. Take notes. Put down the bulletin point and let your audience know. Listen, guys, I have something very important to help you, to share with you, and I do not want to forget everything because I know I tend to forget when I start talking. So I put it on my notebook. So I will be kind of reading from my notes. Let your audience know. It is okay to let your audience know that you're reading from the notes. Does that make sense to you guys? I think this is like number 6 or 7, right? Let your audience know that you're reading from the notes. All right, how many of you have finished? So today's assignment was that you read the article from last night and listened to the podcast, right? The assignment would be to share what you learned from the article or the podcast or both. All right? You have to, so what I want you guys to, some of you guys say, well, I don't know how to share. I'm going to help you guys how to start today. Now, as you're new in doing Facebook Live, as you're new, that you're doing Facebook Live new, and you don't have content, if you don't have content, right, you watch other people's stuff. Like now you're watching my Facebook Live and you learn something, you're taking notes down. It's always nice to give credit to where it's due. So when you're new, you're learning from someone. So if you listen to Steve podcast, you read Brian's article, and now you could say, you could go on and do Facebook Live, said, right? If you go on and say, okay, guys, so I'm going to help you guys. If you have not done day 2's Facebook Live yet, I'm going to help you guys to start it right now if you want to. All right? If I were you and I'm new, I'm going to start doing this. The Facebook Live as, hey, Facebook, this is, okay, so I joined this Facebook Live Kickstart program yesterday, and they give me an assignment to read an article and listen to a podcast. Oh my God, it was so good. And I feel like I need to share with you what I've learned. And you know what? I don't want to forget everything. So I took some notes. So I'm going to be reading from my notes to share with you guys what I learned, because it's so powerful and I'm ready to do this. And you start reading from your notes. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that help? So this is the way that you could start your Facebook Live. You do not need to be perfect. Another thing is, learn to laugh at yourself. Really. Number 7, learn to laugh at yourself. If you mess up, laugh at your audience. You don't need to be, so tough on yourself. Laugh at yourself. You mess up, you mess up. I mess up all the time because I don't take notes. A lot of you follow me know that I don't take notes. That's why I always tell people, say, make sure you guys help me put down the notes because I will forget what I said. All right? So who's ready to do today's assignment? Who's excited about doing today's assignment and knowing that this is going to help you? I would like all of you, go out there and do this Facebook Live on your timeline. If you do it on your timeline, on your profile, right? Because what you're about to share with people, not everybody get to read that article. Not everybody get to learn, listen to that podcast, right? Share it on your timeline. You will get so many people appreciate you, right? Because this is the article and the podcast is so valuable that, see, mommy's calling me now. It's so valuable that your audience need to know. Do you know and one last thing, I could go on and on and on. I'm going to give you guys one more tips on how you can improve your Facebook Live. What number am I on? What number am I on? I think I'm on number 8. All right, number 8. Number 8. In order to be better and you're doing your Facebook Live, watch other people's Facebook Live. I was never born to know how to do Facebook Live. I go watch the other people doing Facebook Live. I watch people do Facebook Live. I watch top leader to do Facebook Live. But I also watch people who are like me to do Facebook Live, because top leader, sometimes I feel like I can't beat them because they are so polished. But then I watch people just like me to do Facebook Live because we could relate to each other. To know that I had a fear to do Facebook Live, so this Nas has the fear to do Facebook Live. So I encourage you guys. This is why I say, do it on your timeline, share in the group. We want to support each other. So you guys are gonna be very busy this Friday, and I'm not going to lie, because you're gonna need to attend, watch this training video with us, and you are going to do your own Facebook Live, and then I encourage you to try to watch at least 5 videos from the group. And when you watch their video, show them support, like their stuff, comment on it, because it makes people feel so good. All right, guys, you need to do this. We need to support each other so that we could all be better. All right, I hope this helped, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you guys have not followed me or have not sent me friend requests, which I really don't have that many space for friends anymore, but you could always follow me. I do Facebook Live every single day. You could come onto my Facebook Live and laugh with me if you want to. But that is just the way it is, guys. All right, guys, I hope this helped. Go on, and we are, again, only Nas and I will be watch you guys Facebook Live. It would be really helpful. You guys could put day 1 challenge when you do your Facebook Live, so that we could actually look for those and start watching. And it would take us a little bit time to watch all of you guys, because there are 82 of you guys, and we want to watch it so we could give you guys critiques. And once you finish, let us know that you finished, right? All right, guys. Have a good day. Bye.